everybody, April here, and welcome to Dragons and Dresses Craftsorium. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new, you might consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell to make sure that you get the notifications of when I put up a video. Or it's supposed to. It doesn't always work. I hope everyone has been liking the videos so far. I've gotten all positive comments. But what we're going to make today is the pendant to go along with the necklace for the next video, which could all possibly be a live video. We'll see. I made this one yesterday, but it didn't turn out quite as well as I had hoped because, oh yeah, it's a beautiful pendant, but it's more of a keychain because it's a ½ inch thick. And unless you're Flavor Flav or Snoop Dogg or one of those rappers or whatever, then yeah, you know, it's not going to work. So this is going to be a keychain. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what I've done so far, let me set this over here, is I have some sand mixed up with UV resin. And I'm going to put the sand and a little bit of the polycolor metallic dust in it to give it just a little bit of a sparkle. So I'm going to put that on the bottom. We're going to make two so I can choose from the two that I want to keep. And I have some small inclusions to put in it here, some little shells. We'll pick those shells out, and some small starfish, a couple of little pearls. So we'll do one on each side. These are the larger ones, so I'm going to just use these so that we can have our choice. And I'll fix the edging on that in just a moment. Okay, that's good enough for that. Get a silicone tool here to move it around, flatten it out a little bit. I want a lot of beach and a little less water so the shells take center stage. I'll get the words out in a minute. I need a name for my AI buddy that keeps commenting on my videos. You know, the little thought bubbles. My alter ego, but it doesn't have a name yet. Or she doesn't have a name yet. I'm assuming it's a she because, you know, it's my subconscious, so I'm hoping it's a she. But you never know. I'm going to move that down. You don't want a straight line because no shoreline is straight, you know. I've been talking to a few people about possibly becoming special guests on the show. This is not television, lady. See, there's my alter ego coming out already. We're possibly going to go live this weekend. Not with a special guest, but just, sorry if you can hear the trash trucks out there. And I hope my microphone is down a little lower now because I figured out a couple of different settings to use. So hopefully this works better. Now here's my little starfish. I get them from Hobby Lobby. And I have these little jars, so I'm going to use these. These El Cheapo tweezers that come with all your kits, if you take the tips and you bend them in, is it going to focus on that? There it goes. You bend them in with a pair of pliers. That's great for grabbing small things. So we're going to put a starfish here. And I've made them before, a lot of these before, and I have put a couple of them upside down, so you want to make sure that they're the right direction. Let's see. And if it has a broken tip on it, like that one does, see how that one's broken? Maybe. There it is. See how that one's broken? I'll take that one, and I'll dig that into the sand to try to cover up that broken spot. Ooh, that was loud. I'm going to pause until they're gone. Okay, so they're finally gone. While they were there, I went ahead and I got some shells out. I think these are going to be too big though. So we're going to go ahead and place these shells in here. See, I think this one's pretty. So it's a little larger, so we'll stick it over here in this. But you want to make sure that it's going to be able to be flat, which that one is not going to be flat. I might have a little too much sand in this one. I'm going to have to take a little bit out. Put it back in my container, which I keep this down underneath the desk. That way it's covered from the light, because my lights are LEDs. Right, that one was a little big, so we'll use a different one. This one's pretty. Make sure it goes down below. Sorry for the awkward silence, but you know, it is what it is. And we're going to put this pretty pink one here. And I've got these gorgeous cone ones over here too. Get off there. Come on. There you go. Now you can put whatever you want in yours, but this is the way I like to do mine. And I've got some pearls in here. I got this from Amazon. It's, sorry about that, my phone just went off. It's got a whole bunch of different colored ones in it, but I only want the white ones, or the off-white. I don't want the real white ones. I like the off-white. So we'll get one out for over here, just in case we need to fill up some space. Get off there. We'll put a couple more in. I also have another container of those that have bigger size pearls in it, like 3 different sizes. So we got this one all made up. See how I hid that tip of that with the pearl? Now make sure that it's pushed down in there so that it's flat. I think that's good. Maybe, how about we put one of these little ones right over here? Got these cute little bitty ones here too. It's a lot of sand. I want to fill up the sand a little bit more. Okay, there's that one. And I'm working upside down here, so I don't want that there. That looked a little, suspicious. So we'll put that there. And when I get done, I'll take a giant popsicle stick, which these are humongous, and they're available at Walmart. And you lay it across it, and you just press it down to make sure that everything is flat, at least flat. So when you dome it, you don't have anything sticking up. Okay, we got that one there. Let's see this little bitty one here. There we go. And some of these pretty pink and white one. I have this really pretty white one here. It's just the top of a shell, but it's still pretty. And I need a cone. Here's a little cone one. I've been trying my hand at the Ecocrete, the J. Diction. And it's pretty cool. I made something for my sister, my little sister, my littlest sister, I should say. Let's put that other pearl over here because I think it's pretty. Put it in there. And I found this teeny tiny little bitty shell that I kind of wanted to use, but maybe it'll go right there. Yeah, that works. Okay, now with that, we're going to put it on here, the tray, which I'm going today to get some extended ones from Ace Hardware. We're going to put that in, and I'll be right back when it's done. While that's curing, I'll show you the Eco Pour that I did with the, not Eco Pour, that's not the name of it, it's J. Diction Resincrete. And I used some of those little succulents that I made. And that one of the stickers from Hobby Lobby says, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken." And I used the Let's Resin acrylic markers on the flower because it didn't quite show up good enough, so I did that. Then I edged this in not a bright chrome, but a silver marker or paint marker. I filled the bottom with marbles. Then I put some rocks, and then the sand that I made up before I added the glitter. And there you go. This is done with an Anaconda, which is a gorgeous color. That's Anaconda from Glitter and Crafts for You, and we'll link them down below. And I got the J. Diction from my sister for Christmas. I believe she got it. Yes, it came from Amazon. So there's that. All right, I just wanted to show that off a little bit. All right, be right back. While that's still curing, as soon as I reach 100 subscribers, excuse me, I'm going to do a small giveaway. I'm close to it. There's 86, I believe. We're going to give away a bottle of the small shells so you can make beach scene jewelry with some shells. So one of these bottles will be coming to someone, and we will do a giveaway. If you comment below, "Shells, please," then when I reach 100, I will do a giveaway, and I will send someone a bottle of shells and some other goodies. So you never know. So share and subscribe and tell your friends. And don't forget to like and comment. Now, shells please is the key words. Shells please. All right. This is almost ready. We'll be right back. No, we're not going to go anywhere. It's done. Just went off. So there you go. So this is nice and flat. Now we're going to mix up the resin in the same cup that I've been using for months. We're going to pour a little bit of resin in here. You know what? I'm not going to sit there and squeeze that. I'm going to do it my way and open the bottle. And pour it in because I'll use it. So there's no worry about that. Get that off the table. They do make alcohol wipes, kind of like the wet wipes. And I use those from time to time as well. I kind of moved my camera a little while we were away, so it's a little maybe easier to see. There you go. All right, the first color I'm going to put in is by Ranger. It's Tim Holtz Alcohol Ink in Pool. Shake it up just a little bit. And don't open your inks over your resin or your mold because the little crusties. Just 3 little drops. Just whatever came out of the bottle. That's all it was. And we're going to mix that up because we don't want it really dark. And don't whip it like I did. Yesterday I had to wait an hour for all the air bubbles to come up because I was whipping it like it was whipped cream. So we have the light turquoise, or pool. Let me hit it with the heat gun. If you do it with the heat gun and turn it, it'll get those other bubbles that are down below without heating up the cup too much. We don't want to melt the cup. And that got rid of most of the bubbles. Yeah. And we can also mist it with a little bit of alcohol in the cup. Oh, see, unmixed ink. Okay. Oh, go figure, there's a piece of glitter in it. Imagine that. I had glitter open a week ago. Okay, I got that out. Now what I do is I will pour at an angle. Where's my light? And I will hit it with my light. Forgot to prop it up. Just to get that lighter color down here. Make sure there's no bubbles, which I see a bubble right there. Then hit it with my rechargeable UV light just to set it a little so I can do the other one. I try to do more than one at a time anyway, because you never know, one might be better than the other. I can put the water up on the sand a little bit more. We'll do the waves here in a few minutes. I have a different way of doing my waves than other people. I do want it up on the sand a little bit though. Okay, any bubbles in that? I don't see any. So while tipping it, excuse me, while tipping it, I hit it with the light. Just long enough to set it in place. And then I can go and I can add a little bit more of my ink. I'll add to the same one so that the color graduates a little darker each time. I'll add one more drop of the pool. We're going to be also using alcohol ink Sky Blue. Not sure where this one came from. I don't really remember, but I've had it for a while, so just to give it a little bit darker color, not much darker, just a little bit. And then I'll add that to the edge of that line and overlap it just a little bit, and then hit it with the light just enough to set it in place. Now you can add all of your colors at the same time, but and then blend them together, but I personally don't do that. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and this is my way, and I'm just sharing. You don't want much there for the graduation, so. And it overlaps just a little bit. Which also gives you a reference so you can put your lines of the white for the waves. Yes, these are going to have waves in them as well. Actually, I want to put a little bit up on the... Now the sand and all will be covered in white, or clear, not white. If it's covered in white, it would be snow, right? So now I'm going to add 1 drop of the sky blue. Just whatever falls out. I didn't squeeze it at all. It's just whatever fell out. I hope you could see that. 1 little drop. Slowly stir that in as not to get too many giant bubbles. Now this is the same one that I started with. I'm just gradually adding a little bit darker color to it. And hit it with the torch. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit, just to turn it around. Add a little bit here. Make sure you get it all the way to the edge and overlap it just a little bit, just a smidgy bidge. Not like Steve McDonald's squidgy widgy, but a smidgy bidge. Hit that with the light. Once we get all these layers built up, then we can go ahead and just put it back in the light. All right, there we go. Add 1 more drop. Just 1 little drop. I'm just letting it fall out on its own. There we go. Oh, that one got all over the stick. That might not be enough. No. When it gets on the stick, it soaks in unless it's covered. So, there we go. 1 drop. Slowly stir that in. See, the color is starting to darken a little bit now. Sorry if you can hear the neighbor's dogs. My craft room is in the back of the house, which is adjoining the next piece of property, and they have a lot of dogs that they keep outside. Notice how I'm pushing that up a little bit right there? So it's not going to be perfectly even. Okay, turn it around. Don't forget to overlap a little bit. Right now I'm only putting out a couple of videos a week because my granddaughter, I keep her during the day or the evenings. She's 4 and she likes to come in here and help Nana. If you know what that's like, then you know what I'm talking about. And I can't really get too much done with her because I don't like her being in here when I'm doing resin. 1 more drop for the top color because I want it quite a bit darker, but not, you know, navy blue or anything. With it being alcohol ink, it also pops those bubbles too for you, as long as you don't whip it in there. I'm trying to get all the, there we go. There, we'll pour that in here. And hit it with the light. I saw a little something something sticking in there. I think it's glitter. There we go. And before I put it in the light, I'll show you the variant or ombre effect to this. If you can't already see it, you know. I'm sure they can see it, or y'all can see it, because, I mean, you're watching a video, so I know you can see. And if you have it on your TV screen, that makes it even bigger, so there you go. Which is how I watch most videos. even the lives when I go on Miss Frances's lives or any other lives that I go to, I chat on my phone or my tablet, but I watch it on the TV. So you're actually getting 2 views from me, because on the TV it's from my personal account, and when I'm chatting it's from my YouTube channel. Okay, now that's set. Now I do have a little bit left, and I'll probably make another couple small ones later on today. So like I was saying about my granddaughter, I have her Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. Her mother is a ER nurse for a veterinary hospital and a surgical nurse. So she works overnights, and I have my granddaughter those nights. And I like to do my recording at night. Right now it's 12:34 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time because it's Florida. And everybody's in school, so, or asleep. So my daughter, meaning my daughter, is asleep. If you can see the ombre effect in there, it goes from light to dark without having to mix everything together. And it's the same pot of resin, so that I don't have a whole lot left over. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the Easy Bake oven. No, the Let's Resin double tiered light, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got out my rainbow. While that's in there, I'm going to go ahead and do this. My Marabou alcohol ink in rainbow. I'm going to add that to the clear just to give it a little bit of shimmer. Of course, you got to shake the crud out of it. So, and what I found with that is that you don't, I'm going to take the top off again. You don't have to squeeze that, because the little ball that's in there will get caught up anyway, so there's no sense in squeezing it, because you'll be squeezing, and then nothing will come out. So what I do is I take the correct cap off, away from the resin. Yeah, that's an air bubble. And then I just shake one drop. That's all it takes, just one little drop. And I'll mix that in a little bit carefully, of course. That's not to cause 9 million bubbles, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And I'll give it a quick mist in there, just to pop any residual bubbles. And we'll take this out, and we'll pour this over the water. On both of those. Where did I put my stick? I don't know. I've got a bunch of them laying over here. And I just want that over the water because the sand has a little bit of that gold metallic dust in it from Polycolor, which is available on Amazon. They have the Polycolor in gold. They also have it in the white, which is the one that Marva couldn't figure out where it came from. It's because I never told her where it came from. It came from Amazon. Hey, Marva. I hope you're feeling better, hon. I saw that video you did the other day, and my goodness, your hand was really bad. I hope you're feeling better now, though. Now, that big one that I made, I put the fantasy film behind that. And I was going to do that on these and completely forgot about that. So you can lay that in the bottom of your mold as well. That one I didn't. I put it on the back. So All right, we're going to set that real quick before I move that tray, because I know me and I'll spill it everywhere. If you'll notice, the only jewelry I wear on is this. That's my husband's wedding band. And when I put it on there after he passed, it doesn't come off. I can't get it off, and I don't want it to come off. So we're going to sit that in there and cure it for a quick 2 minutes, and I shall return. Okay, so that's out of there, and it's just the water is really shimmery now. There's just a little sparkle in the sand. I only put a little bit in there, so. All right, now for the very top, or not the very top, but I'm going to put a little line of resin right at the shoreline on both, because I don't want it to completely cover it. So, and this is Pinata white. I just decanted it into a small needle tip bottle. And what I do is, well, I don't want to put it on there. Here, I can put it on here. I'll put a drop down there, and then I'll take my micro brush with the tip taken off of it, and I will just add it right to that little line of resin that I had just made. And I will move it around a little bit to make it look like the waves are coming up, lapping the shore. And of course, hit it with my handy dandy trusty light really quick, just to keep that in that spot. Once you find a spot that you like it in, just go ahead and hit it with your torch. If you don't have one, that is a really good deal for 2 of those on Amazon. Now while that one's done, I'm going to go ahead and add a little to this one. Bigger pieces, I don't use this. I just use the tip of the bottle, but this is a small piece, so if you see on this one, I'm moving the resin and the ink back and forth to make it look like it's moving, so to speak. Now you can also hit it to get that lacy effect with your heat gun. And hit it with the torch. Add another little line. Right beyond that one. This one will have just a little less of the alcohol ink, just at the very tip of it, and not all the way across, just a little bit here and there. And I'll kind of mix that one in a little to make it look like they're breaking waves. Hit it with that light. And if you get a little too much, you can always just take it off. hit it with that light. Whoop, I don't like that spot right there. It kind of blended back down a little. There we go. I think I might add one more wave on the other one over there, and then that'll be it. And we'll cover it with resin and put it in the light, and it'll be done. I'm going to add one right there. Oh, I can hear Big Boy. I'm going to try to work on some sunsets too, because I think that would be pretty with maybe a little desert scene or even a beach scene, sunset beach scene. Once I get that one figured out, because I used to do all this on nails too, not with all the shells and stuff. I would hand paint the shells. That was before all these stickers and stuff came out. My nails used to be 2.5 inches long, like out to here, and I would rent them out to different places. I would have like a restaurant on one for, for a month or 3 weeks, depending on how long it took me for them to grow out. And I would rent them out to different places because I was a hairdresser and a nail technician, so a lot of people saw them, had their phone numbers and all on them. All right, we're going to stick this in the light just for a 2-minute cycle, and I'll be right back. I learned my lesson by putting the little ramekin over the top of my medicine bottle or cups like this. There's still light can get underneath right in here. I learned my lesson because I had a whole bunch of that watercolor mixed up. And guess what happened? So now this will go in my filler bin so that I can have that to fill big projects with that I do. And this one, the one that had the water and the rainbow ink in it, the Marabou alcohol ink. It's just, I put it in the light. And there you go. Cup's ready to use again. This will go down here in the bin as well. I have a big bin under my desk that I put all that in. All right, that went out. All right, now let's top it off. Now you can, don't forget, you can squeeze the sides to suction a little air in, and it'll automatically pour out for you. I like to let it sit just a minute because, the shells and the sand will have some air stuck in them, and it lets those air bubbles come out. As long as there's air above your resin that's in the bottle, it'll constantly push it out. It's physics, my dear. Physics. We're going to do some more experimenting soon, too. I'll do the experiment so you don't have to. And if you turn it to the side when you get to the end, the air will come back to the top. Maybe you'll be able to see it. And it'll release out the top. Those seem to be pretty. Yeah, this one needs a little more. Oh, no, that's an air bubble. Now, I don't want to, since I have it domed, I don't want to use the alcohol because sometimes that will. But it is a fine mist, and I can't see those, so I'm just going to, from way in the back, it looks like we are good to go. So I'm going to hit it with the light first, just to set it in place so I don't spill it. Stick it over here in the light, 2 minutes, and then we'll be back for the finished results. Okay, now we're going to take it out. A little bit of cleanup. Not a whole lot. Where's my handy dandy Tim Holtz scissors? I'll take my light file. I can't find my... Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it. I found it. Sorry for my boarding house reach. Just over the edge. Now you can edge this with something if you want, or not, or just put UV around the edge of it. But I'm not going to do that. I think it's good just the way it is. Now the back, if you see the back of it here, there's some holes from the sand. Now I'm going to cover the backs of these though, because there's a few ridges and that sand, and I want it to be solid. And one of them I'll cover with UV. The other one I'm going to try to put some of that fantasy film on. See, this one doesn't really need to be cut. It just needs going down along the edge. If you do it in one spot, you really want to do the whole thing. Especially near the sand, I want to make sure that nothing is sticking out at the sand area. And the back of this one has some holes in the sand, so I'm going to cover this one too. But I'll do that. Let me get a piece of it out. But that is it. It's clear. Put it on a piece of tissue. But it has the ombre effect still. I hope you guys like the shout outs at the end too, like a movie credits. Okay, I'm going to cover one with just UV, which I'm going to go ahead and take the tray out. Yes, I heated mine up and it's bowed now a little bit, but it's okay. It's still good. So what I'll do is, let's see, I have some that I have already. I've already heated all these pieces up of the fantasy film. So if I wanted to use them, I could. I just grab a piece and go, you know. These are 2 pieces together. These are not. These are individual pieces, so I think I'll use one of those. Got to clean those scissors off. They have resin on them. But these don't. I do most things the hard way. And I don't throw these away either. These little pieces, I have a little pile of them going over here. Because you can use those. You can cut them up and use them. While this is curing, I'll show you what I did with pieces like that. So I have another frog mold that I did. Because I didn't know what it would look like. I forgot that I had bought it, and I found it when I was redoing my room. Along with a lot of other ones. Alright, now I want to make that a little more rounded, so to speak. Down near the sand, it's not that big a deal. But up in here, I want it to be a little more copacetic. Or kosher, however you want to call it. Neat, maybe? So I'll show you what I do with these, and that'll be my tip for the day. I put a little on here, underneath it. I'm just going to leave that on the side so that it can just lay there. And then I'll spread it around. My nail polish bottle, I decided, oh, it's got a piece of glitter in it. Let me clean it off with alcohol. Or acetone. I grabbed the acetone instead of the alcohol. And the brush tips came off. Down in the bottle. Because when I put it back in there, and I pulled it out to use yesterday, yeah, there was no brush tips on it. So now I don't have that. And then lay that over the top. Press it down to get the air out of it. Let's get it all up there. Now what I do, pardon me, is I will start in one. Now this flashlight, this is the wide beam. If you pull it out, it's directional. So it's very small, little dot. But if you push it back, it's wide. So I like to use a little dot. When doing this, I need a lighter. I'll lay it flat, get it where I want it, that little dot, and just hit it in one spot on each side. Just to hold that flat, and then move it a little. Do right along the edge of the wood. Most of the light is on the wood. If you see that, most of the light is on the wood. And then go down again. Just, it helps to push those bubbles out. Now I can press it with my hand. And then you can pick it up at the edges and do it like that. Just make sure you don't get any of that resin on your skin because it can cause third-degree burns if you do wipe it off immediately. Now that is on there. That is on there. It's not going anywhere. Okay, now that we got that, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the light and let that cure fully and completely. Let me put it up on something. There we go. And then we can trim the edges of that with a nail file and then coat the back of it. But while that one's going, I'm going to go ahead and coat this one. Now you can put this back in the tray, or on the tray, not in the tray, just so you can coat the whole thing. You can paint it white if you want, but you kind of lose the waves. Don't get it right on the edge, get it close to it, and then you can always move it to the edge with your tool. Oh, that lid wasn't on. Oh, that was good, April. I'm making a mess over here, y'all. Nothing worse than a sticky mess, huh? And I keep laying it right back down in the stickiness. And I'll take my little tool here and I will push it to the edge. Just to the edge now. And it's a self-leveler, so just leave it sit there for just, 30 seconds or more. Wouldn't let it sit forever, but, to each his own. And you'll be able to tell at the edges, it'll have a weird something ripple to it. Now I'm going to hit it with this light real quick. You see, I just went to hit it and I saw that it was pulling back right here because I didn't have it all the way to the edge. And this is just so that it can not fall off when I go to put it in. I like watching it. Sometimes you can see it cure. And if you put too much on it, when it goes to cure, it cures from the center out, and it'll be a big mess. Like on the bottom here, I've got some resin. So I'm going to wipe that off because it went through the hole. And I'll put that over there. Wipe this off. Ew, sticky, sticky, icky, icky. Spray that tissue, my paper towel to get that off of there. And then I can lay it right back on there. Because I need to put this one over here. And coat it. This one I don't have to worry about it going through the hole because the hole is covered up, which I'll drill that back out later. Close to the edge, but not on the edge. You don't want to overfill it either, so. And it's self-levels, so you don't have to really do too much with it. Push it just to the edge. Don't let it go over now. And it was pouring over. See? I messed that one up by getting it too close to the edge. It's okay. I'll just move it over here and peel that out later. And it wasn't level either, so that was probably part of it. help keep it from going over. Put it in the light. Don't forget to make sure that those little barrels are turned where the connections are up and down. Hit it for 2 minutes. And then we'll look at them. And that should be that. See you in a minute. Or millisecond for you. Okay, so this one's done. I'll probably go over the top of it with another little light because I had to wipe that off the end. I'll buff it and then I will go over the top of that one. I'm just going to leave it clear. And you guys get to choose which one we use for the necklace. This one I still have to trim the edges up and all that on it, but I'll do that, you know, not in the video. But these are the bails that I'm going to put on it gold because the gold findings are for the necklace that I'm going to do. And this is the one with the backing. I will let you guys choose with or without. The one that I get the most for, with or without, that'll be the one that we use. You try to. Come on, focus now. You know you want to. With or without. Well, while that was curing, I messaged Marva, or texted her, and I asked her how her hand was doing. And we need to send up prayers, good thoughts, healing bubbles of energy, whatever it is, light a candle, whatever it is that you do. From what she just told me, she's in the hospital, and she's getting ready to have an MRI on her hand. Apparently, it got worse. I'm waiting on more updates, so let's get together and send out our best for Marva. Send your best to her, whether it be, you know, whoever you believe in. There's no right or wrong. It's your own belief. But I'm still waiting for, she was getting ready to go in for an MRI, so I'm waiting on messages back from her. I'm not sure when she went in yet. I believe it was yesterday. That's probably why there was no video last night. So let's, at that Marvelous Artsy, let's send her our love and our support. With that, you guys choose with or without, and that'll be the one that we do on our pendant, on our necklace, which may be alive either later this evening or tomorrow. If we do it tomorrow, it'll be around noonish because my granddaughter's being picked up by her aunt at 11. So I'll have everything ready, but then we'll do the live after that. I will post it as an upcoming event here and on Dragons and Dresses. Okay, she just said she got admitted last night and she's going to call me later. Her friend is bringing her her phone charger and she's going out for her MRI right now. And this is now 1:28 in the afternoon. So it's Dragons and Dresses Craftsorium on Facebook. Go ahead and join my Facebook group and I will post notifications there as well, but I will notify people via YouTube, so make sure you hit that notifications bell. All right, well, we've been doing this for an hour, but we did 2 pendants and we got some information on our friend Marva. So you guys have a wonderful day and we'll see you on the flip side.